Hello guys, welcome to Javaism. Or in this video we are going to talk about method and its type. So it's a very important topics. If you know the method, how to write a method. So if you go to the any company or as a professional level or real time, definitely we are writing only methods, and lots of the method we are combining to the each other. So one method are going to talk to another method talk to another methods, and like that we are separating the code into the small piece of the block. Okay, so this is called method. So what is the method in Java? You can just give this line of the answer if someone asks you like what is method. So in Java, method is a block of code. If you see here, method is a block of the code that perform a specific task. If you see that lines, the interviewer will understood, okay, you have a good knowledge on that. Okay, so it's a method and can be called from the other parts of the program. It can be through of a set of the instructions or a action that can be executed whenever required. So this is the whole definition. If you are able to remember it. Otherwise you can just say a method is a block of the code that perform a specific task. Okay, and can be the call from the other parts of the program. It can be through of a case of set of the instructions or action that can be executed whenever required. A method is a declare inside a class. A method is a declaring inside a class and can be access the variables and methods of that class, and that is responsible and that is capable to access a method and field of those class. When a method is called, the program executes the code inside the method and then controls returns to the calling statements. Okay, so we can discuss each and everything. Let's go further. What is the advantage of method in Java? So basically advantage of method in Java is method in Java are just to make the code more modular, organized and reusable. So modular means like a small part of the code, organized means very attractive look, and reusable means you can reuse again and again. By dividing the code into the smaller manageable parts, it's become easier to maintain and update the code. It's right. If you have a small block of the method, so you can easily go to that particular method and you can change the code. Helps in the reducing the complexity of the programs also. So in the one method, if you are writing a lots of the line of the code, that is not a good practice. So if you break the small unit of the methods, that is a good practice of the code. Here you can see how many types of the methods are available in Java. So this is the basically methods which we can call, and that is the name of the methods you can see. So basically people are saying sometimes a instance method. These are the method that associated with the instance of the class. Instance of the class. They can access the instance variables and can modify them. Instance methods are called using the object of the class. So this is the instance. Okay, so whenever you create an object of the particular class and you are calling off those methods, that is called instance method. Okay, what is the static method? The static method means whatever the method you created, you can make the method as a static, so that is called a static method. What is the constructor? So constructor basically not a method, but it's look like a method and it's also having a one block of the code. We can discuss later in the depth. Okay, getter and setter method. So sometime you can get some naming called getter and setter method. So getter and setter method is nothing but it's a method only. We are providing a like private value, like if you learn the encapsulation, that time we can generate a getter and setter methods and we are try to use of those methods. Okay. What is the abstract method? So there are the methods that do not have any implementations of the abstract class. They only have a signature and the implementation is provided in the subclass, which is called what? Abstract method. So we can create the abstract method only inside the abstract class or only interface. So only in the abstract and interface you can create a abstract method. What is the final method? So if you use the final keyword in the before the methods signature, you can say these are the final methods. Okay, so these methods are the method that cannot be overridden by the subclass. Once method is marked as a final, it cannot be the change. So everything we can discuss later upcoming topics, but as of now, if you are talking about the method, definitely you have to know about like what is the method and what are the types of the methods are available. Synchronized methods. Synchronized methods also you can create. So synchronize is a keyword, and through that you can create one method, and those method called a synchronized method. These are the method that only be accessed by the one thread at a time. Okay, so only one thread can access those method at a time. This is a useful in the preventing race condition in the multi-thread program. So for example, you have a 2-thread or 3-thread, and you are try to access this synchronized method with all those thread. So it will not provide the access of all those thread at the same time. It will give the execution for only one by one. What is the native method? So many times you heard about what is the native methods. So basically native method is these are the method that are implemented in a language other than Java, such as a C or C++. They are used when need to interact with the operating system with the hardware. So whatever the methods or something code we have generated with the C or C++, and we are using those for the Java applications, then those methods we can say those are the native methods. Okay, so this is the basic introductions about the methods. Okay, so let's go to the Eclipse and understand what is the methods and how we can do the work with this. Okay, so let's create one class which is a test method. So this is the test method. I am going to create one instance method. So instance method means if I create one method called public void and instance method, I have given name and I have created this method. So this is called a instance method, we can say. We can access this method only while creating an object of this test methods. Okay, same thing, I'm going to create one static method. So void statics methods open close. Here I will use statics. It's same, look like the same, but I have used the keyword called statics, so we can say this is the statics method. Statics methods. Okay, why? Because this method is having a static keyword. Okay, I'm going to create one final keyword, final method. So public void final methods, and here you can open it, close it, and here you can denote one final keyword. So if you make it as final, you can say this method is a final method. Final method. Let's come back and then after try to understand what is the abstract method. Okay, and also we can understood like here we have a constructor, getter, setter. We have discussed about the instance, statics, final method. Let's discuss about the abstract, getter, setter and constructor. So here if I create any constructor which is public, and constructor does not have any return type, so I have given test method is a class name, and here just open and close. So this is also look like a method, but this is not a method. That is called a constructor. Constructor. Because if you see this method having a return type void, this method having a return type void, this method having a return type void, but this method does not have any return type. So we are saying this method as a, this look like a method, but this is the constructor only. Okay. Now, what is the abstract method? So abstract method means public, okay, statics, void, and something like abstract method. So while you writing a method called abstract method, we are not provide a curly braces, and we are not provide any body for that. Okay, we are just writing public statics void or public static void final, and you can remove this one also, not required. And we are writing a void abstract method. We are not providing any body here. So that method is called abstract method. This method is called abstract method. And this method is only possible where in the abstract class you can write this method. You can write this method inside the interface and abstract class only. You can't write this method, you can't write this method any other classes. If you write this method any other classes, it will give error. For example, right now I have written this method inside this class. It's a normal class. Okay, so because of that I am getting this issue, and it's saying properly the method required a body instance of semicolon. Okay, but what I will do is I will copy this method and I will create one more interface. So just search here interface and give the interface name called interface test. So here you can see through the interface keyword one interface is created, public interface. Previously if you see, it's written here class. This is called class, this is called interface. So both having a difference, you can see. Okay, and inside this if you give those method, it will work, it will not give any error. But if you are writing this method inside this some normal method, then you are getting some issue. Okay, so only abstract method we can write into the interface or abstract class. You can write here abstract also. So this is the abstract class, abstract, and just give the class. Okay, if you give the abstract class, it's saying change abstract method to abstract. Okay, we have to write here one keyword called abstract. So while starting a abstract method, we have to write a abstract keyword, but interface you no need to write, automatically it will take as a abstract. Okay, but if you are writing an abstract method, you have to annotate those method as a abstract keyword, so it will become abstract methods. Okay, nice. So go to the some other here and now discuss. Start with the abstract. Okay, if you are going with the abstract class, if it is interface, then just give this one, it will work. Okay, now so this is the constructor and this is the abstract class we have discussed as of now. Okay, so what is the constructor, what is the abstract method, what is the final method, what is the static method, what is the instance methods. Okay, so those are the types of the method we need to require. and later we can learn what is the synchronized method, what is the native method. So synchronized method we can learn into the multi-thread, and native methods we can discuss in the last of the lectures. Okay, and let's go and discuss about the getter and setter method. So what is the getter and setter method? So for the getter and setter method, we have to create one class. So I have created one class which is called student. So student is a one class. Inside this student I am going to give some property of the students, which is private int id, private int name, private int fee. So this is some basic property of the string have. Why I am declaring it's private? Because it will, if I declare as a private, so that those value will not modify from the outside of the class directly. Okay, and while modify this value, we are providing one getter setter method. So just right click on that and go to the source. Okay, so once you created the variables, click here, click on right click, go to the source, and then after you can see here generate getter and setter method, and select all, so that you can select all those variables, and for that we need to generate a getter setter. Now you can see what is the getter setter methods. So here if you look, this is the id. So it's generated one method called get id. So get is the prefix. Okay, and id is nothing but it's a camel annotation it's given, which is capital I and D, and it's returning the id. So that is called the getter methods. That is called the setter method. So if you see the setter method, it's written the set id. So this is called get id based on your variable name. So get id, set id, same thing, get name, set name. So the prefix will be added in this method, and all methods are the public. So that methods we are considering as a getter setter method in Java. Okay, so this is the getter setter method, this is the abstract method. Okay, and this is the instance method, static methods, because of the static keyword, final keyword, and this is the constructor, this is the abstract method. I hope you understood what are the methods are available in Java, and later we can discuss more about it, like how we can do the work with the methods, how we can call the methods. So this is the basic introductions. Okay, so I hope you understood as of now. Okay, let's create one class. Okay, let's create one class. Okay, how we can call the methods and how we can execute the methods. Okay, so for example, I have created one test method class. So I have created one class of the test method. I am creating one main method. So this is the main method where our execution will be started. Now I have to create our own method. So public statics, and it will return a string value. So this is the return type. So here you can give all those data type, which is int, float, char, double, boolean, all those reference type, and here also you can give the void. So as of now I have given the string, and my method name is tell me your name. Yeah, name. Method name is name. And here we are not passing any parameters. So here you can pass a parameter also, like int name, not int name, string name. So this is the parameter, int id, double, fee. So this is something you can give as a parameter. So parameter means what? This is the parameters which we are taking from while calling. So whoever is going to call this method, who need to pass those data. So return just Prince Kumar. Okay. So this is something public, a static, a string. So this is the return type. So we are saying this is a return type. Return type. And this is whatever we have given inside the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, this is called arguments of method. Arguments of method. Okay, so this value methods are able to accept, need this method those value, and those value he is going to return, which is a string value. Okay, now I want to call this method. How can I call this method? So I can call this method inside this another method simply. So for example, I want to call this method. So first, this method is a static method, so I can call this method without creating an object. Okay, so I will write a name and I need to pass the value, which is pk, which is first parameter a string. So this string value will go and store here inside the name. Now I am passing some int value, which is 12, and now I am passing some double value 6. Okay, so this is the method call will happen. So same parameters I have passed here, you can see. Okay, same parameters, same to same parameters. A string I have passed, value int I have passed, double I have passed here. Okay, while calling this method we need to have these parameters, then only you can call these methods. So once I call this methods name, so I am able to call it method, no issue. You can run this code, no issue as of now. But if you see, this method is returning some value, which is a string type. So while storing this value, once it is returned, so once you call it, it will go here and it will see, okay, method is here. It will call this method, it will go inside this, it will return one value, which is Prince Kumar, and through the string. So once it is returned, it will come the value here. It will come value Prince Kumar here. So what I am going to do is, I am going to write one string same type, which is name, and this is capable to store the return value of the name method. So here once it is called, it will return back some value Prince Kumar, it will replace with the Prince Kumar and it will assign to the name. So once it is assigned to the name, what I will do is I will print it this value. So what I am going to print is, here you can give anything, name, pk, or name of users, any variables name you can give, and here you can print it, name of users, and just try to print it. So once you print it, you can see the name, okay, Prince Kumar. So what will happen here? First our program will be execute. Once program is execute, the main method will be called. Once main method will be called, what will happen? It will first call this name method. So it will check like this name method is available in our class or not. So it will go and check in our class, test method class, hey, name method is available or not. So yes, name method is available. What is the parameter of the name method? So it will say name, id or fee. So here is also we are passing the name, id and fee, this value. So this value will match with this one. Okay, fine. Then what will happen? This value will go and it will store inside this pk. So in the name variable, so name is what? It's variable, it store the pk. In id it will store 12. In fee it will store 12.6. Okay, This is the p. So this value will be stored temporary here. Then it will go inside this and it will return the value which is Prince Kumar. So once it is returned Prince Kumar, this value will come here, and those value Prince Kumar will assign inside the name of user, and then after name of user we are printing. So in the next video we are going to discuss about more about how we can call the method, how we can pass the data, each and everything in the upcoming video. So please be patient and do practice and try to understand what we can pass as an argument, what we can return, what we can do. So here in the argument you can pass anything, whatever the type of the data it's available you can pass it. So here you can mention a string, int, float, double char, all those primitive data type, all those reference data type also. And in the return type also you can mention reference data type and what, simple data type, which is primitive data type also. Okay, that is possible. And here you can call. So this is the calling method. What is this one? Call of method. So this is the calling method. Calling method. So this is the way to call any one method, and this is the way to whatever the method will return we can store it. If this return type is void, we don't want to return anything. So I hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching my video. We can meet next video.